Love is an open door. Love is an open door.
We present to you Alot Productions.
What's good, everybody? If you're a first time viewer of my content and of this video, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video and a critical analysis on this tweet that people have been sharing for a good amount of weeks, maybe up to a month or so. And well, I mean, good amount of weeks. All right, this black man, he posted something, and I've been seeing a lot of black women sharing it as, oh, he's speaking the truth, but y'all don't want to hear this, y'all don't want to have this conversation. All right. I really, most of the time when I see this tweet, I just skip it and I just go about my day. I just scroll. But somebody sent this to me personally and asked my thoughts on this. And I told her, these niggas need to heal. These niggas need to heal. I hate when black people push narratives of trauma for ourselves, and then at the same time we complain about the narratives that we set for ourselves. We call ourselves oppressed in the minority, and we call ourselves inferior and endangered species, and you know, how exactly do you expect to succeed and to exceed in life, and you have set this as the narrative and stereotype for yourself? That you're oppressed by everybody, nobody likes you, that everybody steals from and takes from you. And at the same time, you can't be taken seriously, because even when you try to do a protest, it only lasts for up to 2 to 3 weeks. And even in the middle of you protesting, you over here doing the Cupid Shuffle and the Cha-Cha Slide. And then on top of that, you're trying to encourage black people to invest themselves in a system that never really historically invested in them. And you don't encourage them to actually do for self. These are the same amount of people that want to call themselves queens but want to be hoes. The same amount of people that want to call themselves kings and queens but also are oppressed. Doesn't go together, right? Anyways, let's get to the tweet before I get even more off topic. This man, he goes by the name of Dapodomo. He says men have to now get women to like them, and a lot of men aren't likable. All right, he was responding to a tweet by Reginald, and he said, what went wrong with marriage in this generation? Men don't trust women, and women feel like they don't even need men anymore. What the F was the spark to all of this? He continues by saying, let's be honest about the situation. How many generations of men in history have ever had to get women to like them in order to have women to be with them? We're probably the first to ever have this situation, so nobody knows what to do. We're 2 generations removed from a woman not being able to buy or to have a bank account without a man. 3 to 4 removed from when they couldn't buy a house, couldn't work, couldn't get educated. They couldn't do ish without a man. Women quite literally used to need a nigga, so they had to be with somebody regardless of if they liked the man or not. Today, they truthfully don't. They can leave your ass and be perfectly fine. Hell, some of them might be better off. Your grandfather was probably a horrible husband. Like, at best, he was probably emotionally distant and patriarchal. Niggas used to have 2 whole families miles apart of each other and was emotionally abusive to them. Let me hold myself together. That's not flying today, and truthfully speaking, it shouldn't. A lot of men want the same relationships they saw their families have or had, but never thought to ask where or were the women happy in those situations. The real answer is a lot of them weren't. So fast forward to today, where a woman, truthfully speaking, don't need your ass. You gotta come harder than your ancestors, gotta have some substance. Somebody that I know from Instagram completely debunked and attacked the whole situation where a woman technically doesn't need a man.
Girl, I don't need no man. I'm an independent black woman. Oh, yes you do. Yes you do. We all do. None of us want to die alone. That's a whole lie. That shit sounds cute for the feminists and, you know, the sisterhood and that bullshit. I need a man. I want a man. I want to come home and I don't have to call a mechanic to fix the sink. I want my man to fix the sink. We all need a man. Who gonna fix that roof? You ain't. I should have fucked. Who's gonna do the handiwork around the house? Who's gonna teach your son about football and how to be a man and all that? You need a man. You need a man. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's okay to need a man. It's okay. That's why a lot of you that's why your sons are bitches. Because you ain't got menses in the house. Unless they're clapping your cheeks.
Now, getting into his tweet at hand, can we just be honest and say this man is pandering? Can we be honest here? This man is literally pandering to women. All right, and I wouldn't be so far of a stretch to say he's doing what we call the Derrick Jackson treatment. It's not that far of a stretch. This is something Derrick Jackson would definitely say. All right. And even when dealing with that scenario, are women even happier living independent without a man, without having a family? You know what I'm saying? Dealing with those type of stats at hand. But let's get into the depths of this tweet. And then when we do have these type of conversations, there's no solution for it. It's like people just want to complain and talk about their trauma without having any type of resolvement. Okay, your grandfather was an ish. Okay, your father was an ish. Okay, you keep running to ain't-ish Negroes. Okay, we get it. What are you going to do about it? When are you going to do for self? Your grandfather probably was horrible. He probably was emotionally distant and patriarchal. Not that patriarchy is even a bad thing when you look into actual aspects of things, but we'll savor that for another time, for another day. And then he continues by saying that a lot of men want the same type of families that their fathers and mothers and grandmothers had, but never asked whether the women were happy in those relationships. I know my grandmothers were happy in their relationships. But like, this just goes back to what I keep saying. Like, why would you want to create a negative stereotype for yourself? This is not the majority. You see what I'm saying? And we're not living in any type of different age than what we're doing back then. We're not living in a different age from 1920s to 2020. There's no difference here. The only difference is that we have phones. And this is the problem here. This is the problem. You know what you should do when you run into some BS like this? Off. Yeah, that's what you should do, because social media has completely brainwashed black people into not only being scared of the police, scared of walking outside, being oppressed, being the minority. I mean, literally. Phones, if you utilize your phone, you could use it to your advantage. You can follow the right people. You can learn how to do this, that, and the third. You can create your own platform. You can make money. But at the same time, if you run into the wrong things, if you get caught up with the wrong crowd, if you let the wrong things distract you, it would be for your disadvantage. Some people, I need to take a break from social media. For what? You let social media, you let apps, you let a phone get to you like that to where you have to take breaks. I ain't saying you can't take a break and have time for yourself. But this is what people say. I got to take a break from social media. I got to log off. I got to delete because I just can't handle it. What? You let a phone get to you? You let apps and people that you don't even know get to you? What? That's beyond me, Phil. You need to learn how to utilize this. Learn how to utilize the tools that they give you and flip it back around on them. I won't go any further with this conversation, but I will say that when it comes to content creators like this and people in Twitter, I hate Twitter. I would simply advise for you not to even get Twitter, but I use Twitter for the advantage of my platform and just because people go on Twitter. I highly advise you just get on Twitter for like 2 times a week, because it's amazing how the stupidest people, and I'm not even trying to be funny, the stupidest people can go viral in less than 10 seconds. They can say anything and everything, and people think that just because it went viral, just because a lot of people reposted, that, oh, it must be true. That's not the case at all. That's not the case whatsoever. It's actually the exact opposite. Because something goes viral doesn't mean that it's true. But in your mind, you think that because somebody has more followers than somebody else or have more likes than somebody else, oh, what they're saying must be true. That's how brainwashed you are. And when you have people like this who have been given a phone and they utilize it to their disadvantage, now you over here pushing out trauma, and people think that the trauma is true and that it's somehow a generalization of a set of people. Now you're going in circles. It doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. We'll stop the video here. Until next time on my channel, thank you for watching this video. If you like what I say, if you did not like what I say, let your thoughts be in the comment section below. Until next time on my channel, thank you for watching this video. Again, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with other people. Until next time on my channel, and I am out.
Look like Papa got a brand new bag. Any man who mad, tell him ooh fucking fam too bad. Known to spit with the coldest with no particular motive. I've grown a bit till I notice what phony bitches are bogus. I bring doom to any MF, I'm a mad villain. My son niggas, my songs give you a dad feeling. The groovy new emperor, known to move temperatures. Life's a bitch but she keeps sending me nude pics of her. She let it all hang out without shame, through stories of each previous spouse about fame. Trying to remove a skirt made of doubt and clout games, then penetrate her until her mouth spit out change. Nevertheless, they can't measure my fresh. No rest till the devil is stressed. Tell him I'm blessed. I'm smiling, staring down a barrel of fear. Any competitor